And he titled his speech, "What happens in C3 stays in C3. I always thought that what happens in Las Vegas stays in Las Vegas, but I guess I was wrong. He also asked me to come up with some additional joke to introduce him, but I couldn't, so there's not going to be a joke. So let's welcome Wolfgang with his entertaining speech.
Fellow Toastmasters, welcome guests, and especially Jonathan. Jonathan, it was very nice meeting you in this building, but I feel very sorry that you have to move to Steels. First, I never really know why they built two separate buildings, one for developers and one for business. But the first time when I moved to, or when I was at Steels, I figured out why. Because these people in Steels are so important. They have their Blackberries, they're walking around very fast, and they just have to look very important. But here it's a little bit different. And I guess you have a pretty good time here in this lab, huh? Do you enjoy being here in this lab? Yeah? Sorry, but I don't know why I get so excited. Here in this lab, what do? You go with your colleagues to Tim Hortons, you talk about defects, you talk about the weather outside, you say it was cold today, oh yes, it's cold today. You talk about traffic. At lunchtime, you take your food, you walk over to the microwave. There you have small talk about microwaves. About the wait times. That this microwave is still broken. And you talk about this food, what you had in front of you. I don't know that it sounds like a fun place. For you, I guess. And the fun place, what I guess was the best place to be, is C3. This floor C3, so like two buildings to the other side, third floor. The best place to be. And the reason why? We have Pavan, I have Pavan sitting like 5 meters away from me. And much more important, Samir says my first name. And this makes C3 completely special and completely different than all the other buildings. Because the most important thing what you have to keep in mind is what happens in C3 stays there. Nicole and Charlie, we all enjoyed your email last week. And Nicole explained to the ex-manager Jonathan that she had quite a small hangover on Friday. And personally, I really agree with Abid or Charlie when he was saying that next time when we go to Marlowe's, we need more girls. But C3 is different. When you would have this kind of conversation in C3, nobody, Pavan or Samir, would change or exchange this information with everybody in the entire building. You would have stayed there. So keep that in mind. And the other thing what makes C3 special is Samir. Picture this. I sit at my desk, doing work, and then I hear this chair accelerating over the floor. And I wonder what is happening. It's just behind me and I hear this chair going, and I wonder what's happening there. And then I hear this crash and he's crashing against the wall. And I turn around and I see him at the wall. It's the only place where he can see me from my office. And when he crashed into the wall, he's smiling and completely happy, and then he tells me that he found a new YouTube clip which he really want to use for his next Toastmaster speech. And all I normally do is I just walk over to his cubicle, just take a look about the title and this first picture what I see on the screen, and I say, Samir, no, that's not work appropriate. You cannot use that. And the second thing which makes C3 really special is when Samir needs a break. You have to keep in mind, and he told us many times that he takes breaks when his manager goes to a meeting. And his manager, senior manager, and these managers have typically many meetings. So each time when his manager leaves and goes for a meeting, Samir has time to share his latest thoughts about his latest dating attempts, and about everything which comes to his mind. And many of you know work, and Samir comes from behind and asks the question like, what are you doing here? Normally, most likely you have read it. He believes that my cubicle is the most disgusting cubicle in the entire building. So he comes in, he makes some jokes, and the only way I have to get out of him or get rid of him is to ask him what happens with dating. And sometimes he's very excited and says, oh yeah, this morning I met this girl in the elevator. She looked at me, and Samir said hi to her. And he's completely happy, he looks with his puppy face and he's smiling. And I wonder why he's so happy. And then I asked him, Samir, what happened? And then Samir said, oh yeah, she just left, looked down and left the elevator. And completely ignoring him. And these are the moments which I really enjoy. So now for all of you, when you need a break from work today, the next days, stop by in C3, come to our offices, you will have a good time. And remember, everything what happens in C3 stays in C3. Thank you.